What, dude? He likes to see a butthole talk?
You are listening to the Bomb Hole.
Bomb Hole Podcast.
It's going to be very hot. It's going to be very uncomfortable for everybody.
The Bomb Hole.
We're gonna slide down them big hills, you know what I mean, on the big, nice burgundy snowboard.
Okay, here we go. Another bomb hole, another week. Stony, Buds, how we doing, my friend?
I'm all right, dog. Got a $3,000 water bill today in the mail.
Ooh, okay.
Harsh go, but I'm still doing all right. I will fight the people on that. The water company will take care of it.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to dispute that. We're gonna have to.
It's going to be
that.
a disputation.
Okay, well, we got Mr. Red Gerard. Red, what is happening?
Yeah, dude. Hyped to be on here. Thank you guys for having me. Been a big fan of the show. I've been, loving the drive. Been doing a lot of drives lately, so I've been catching up on it. But, yeah, I'm doing good, man. Just up in Park City, getting ready for the season, so, yeah.
Well, we are more than happy to have you in the booth. Current Olympic gold medalist is good. It's got a good ring to it. It's got a good tone.
Thanks, yeah. Current, not, we'll see the next one.
So I kind of want to jump back to your family. I mean, people talk about it a lot, but you guys got like a litter of kids. Like, what are we talking?
Litter.
We talking double digits?
We
what,
do
what
have
are you
a
guys
litter.
clocking in
We
at
do have
right
a
now?
litter. I think that's my mom's plan is to get double digits.
Really?
But no, I don't know. But yeah, there's 7 of us, including me. Hopefully another one on the way. My parents are looking to adopt their first child.
If they adopt adults, I'm in.
Yeah.
For real.
We can put Stony
can
Buds
I-
up.
if
Yo,
I
there's
got
no
an
there's no photographer in there. We
Dude,
got
I'm
Kai
down.
the filmer, but there's no photographer. Let's do it.
Tell your mom I'll move there, become the family photographer. It's on.
Let's do it. Yeah. Like that.
Stony Buds Gerard.
Yeah.
Got a good ring.
So down.
There's a perfect in our, like at the house we got this basement, a little lock off. Be your
Set
jam,
me
bro.
up,
Yeah, it could be
dude.
your jam.
Tell your mom, dude.
You know, Bud, he used to be a chef too.
Yeah,
Right.
They already got a chef
And
in
then
the
you're-
family.
and
though.
you're-
No, she could use it like assistant though,
I could be your sous chef.
Yeah, that's the big thing right now in my family. It's kind of like a family run thing. My sister, so like my parents are looking to travel a little bit more with my little sister, but my dad does all the cleaning for her, and my mom does all this work. So they're looking around. You could have a job position maybe.
So your sister's food site's so big that she's employing the family.
Yeah, she's employing a couple of the family.
Couple of the family.
Kai does all of her videos. My brother Malachi.
I would fit in good there. You guys need a
Yeah.
photographer.
Two of my cousins work for like her social media side. She's like, man, thanks Tegan. She does help out the fam.
That's cool.
Right.
You guys eating good over there?
We're eating good.
Yeah, you get
we're
to
eating
sample
good.
the
It's cool.
recipes.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely sample them. She cooks at times, like a lot of the stuff you see, that's like her third try. So the fridges are like all loaded at all times. So a lot of it's just leftover stuff that we just reheat.
Well, what I'm wondering is, does she sit you guys down for like an interview process as far as hiring a filmer? Does she check references, or you just is it a shoe in?
She should. I know. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but no, she's always trusted Kai. Like her and Kai get along really well, and like a lot of the time, she hasn't really worked with like a lot of filmers and stuff. So Kai will like tell her, just be straight up with her, like, hey, that one wasn't good, and she appreciates that. So
For
Honesty.
the listeners and viewers that don't know, you should explain the extent of her fame-dom within food.
Gamed them.
yeah, it's funny. People are always asking, like they hit up my Instagram to get to Tegan. I'm like, that's respect. That's dope. That's dope. But yeah, she's just hit 2 million followers yesterday. So yeah, she's hyped. She's
A little air horn for that.
she's doing good for sure, and it's really cool to see her transition into this like almost media person now. Like it seems like just yesterday where like she was she wasn't doing too great in school. She wasn't really liking a lot of her friends that she was hanging out, and she really used food to act out in that, I guess, in that case, like get outside of her box. And now she's on Good Morning America doing flights to New York and LA like every other day. So it's full on this like kind of famous thing. It's pretty funny. It's sick.
That's crazy. What's it called? Half-baked harvest?
Half-baked harvest. Nothing to
Dude.
do with THC or anything. She
Yeah,
gets that
Colorado,
question. She gets that
half-baked.
question like all the time. And finally our family's like, do it. Make some brownies. Like people are going to be hyped. You should just do it.
Yeah, that would
That's some
definitely
Rado shit,
go.
too.
Yeah,
that
then
is
Rado
some
would
Rado
go.
shit.
Rado loves that shit. Well, I was also talking to another sibling of yours, Kai, and he's kind of was saying that this might throw you under the bus, but he was wondering what your nicknames were, if you could remember as a kid.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about some of these ones.
Red back. Yeah, I'll talk red backwards. Nomder, I think. Yeah, Nomder, I think is my name again backwards. I don't know, you know. But yeah, they had some funny ones. They made this Instagram account called Red Doing Stuff that made me so angry. So it's like, you know, like almost puberty time for me. I'm like, you know, I just got on like all these companies and stuff, and they're posting photos of like under the door of me taking a poop and my feet don't hit the ground, you know. they just roasted me. So yeah, I mean, now I'm hyped. I look back on it. It was a blast. But
That's
yeah,
good for you.
That's what older brothers are for.
right. Yeah,
They keep
so
you
hyped on
grounded.
them. So hyped on them.
Sometimes I see a person and I'm like, you never had an older sibling. To
Yeah.
kick the
It's
shit
a
out of you.
thing for
It's
sure.
like, you know?
It's a thing.
You never got your ass kicked by
Right.
your brother and got made fun of.
It's a
And
thing. I think about all the stuff, you know, like they used to like throw me from, you know, back when we used to live in Cleveland with the stair set and then a gap to the couch, marble table to the left. And they used to throw me from the stairs onto the couch. I'm like, marble table here.
early
You know?
air awareness.
Yeah, yeah, maybe that was the key, you know.
How come a lot of you guys all look different in the family?
I don't know.
It's
Maybe
kind
ask
of a
my
trick.
parents.
Yeah. It's a great mystery.
They get
do
that
though,
question
right?
all the time.
Everybody looks
I
different.
look nothing like my dad. I guess my mom was telling me too. My dad brought it up the other day. He's like, me and Red are just we don't look like each other at all. You
Your
know?
dad was saying
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
It's funny.
Your dad's an OG, man.
Yeah, he's
Straight
cool.
up.
He's really
Super
cool, for sure.
Every time I get to talk to him, it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
But kind of to jump forward a little bit, it's kind of cool thinking about you. Always saw you as a little bobblehead kid cruising around, right? Like child prodigy from a young age. And then when we were, talking last night, you kind of talked about there was almost a switch where you used to ride for fun. And then at a
Right.
certain point in time, you're like started doing well. And,
Right.
Yeah,
totally. I mean, there was definitely, like I just did contests and stuff, and I really never did any contests up in like I did a few USA essays and stuff, and I feel like there's almost like a blank in my mind for 3 years what happened, but like I did USA essays like 7 years old, 10 years old and stuff, and then I got put on the US team when I was 13, and that's when I really started doing like the Rev Tours and the Grand Prix and all that, and I did all those, and for sure, yeah, there was like a little switch up where it's like, dude, I'm just having fun. I don't really it's cool. Dude, when we were kids, we had the sickest life on the U.S. team. It was so dope. We were traveling from country to country, just making the coaches angry and stuff, and it was hilarious. Like me and Brock used to get into so much trouble. It
How
was
old
so
at
fun.
the time were you?
13, we started traveling to like all these countries, but like 16, like me and Brock were always messing around, like going out past our bedtimes and stuff. We used to like turn off our phones and just go out, and then just
So they
like
couldn't
walk.
get to you.
Yeah, right. It was so dumb. And when I think we used to always be so angry, and I'm like, why won't you guys just let us go like out after bedtime? And I'm like, and I think back on it now, I'm like, well, you're 16 years old and you're in a Euro country, and technically we're your like parents, so like it makes a lot of sense to me. But it was a blast. We had a really good time. But yeah, to answer your question, then basically that kind of Olympics, I like got put in my head where it's like you're on like a bigger scale now, and you're like talking to cameras and stuff, so you just want to make your sport look good. You want to get people involved, which I think snowboarding, there's a lot of lack in that. I mean, when you look at snowboarding from outside perspective, it's like $2,000 before you go ride, maybe probably way more before you even get on the hill. So you got to try to get kids motivated somehow, and if my words can help, I just want to come off good.
Well, it totally seemed like there was almost a switch where you're like, maybe you're competing, you're doing like third, fourth, fifth,
Right.
and then all of a sudden it seemed like you're like, oh shit, I can win, right? Am I putting words in your mouth?
No,
Is that
dude,
right?
for sure, and that definitely was a thing. I was like, yeah, getting solid. I was always so content with making finals and stuff, and then you get one taste of like the podium or like the of winning something, and for some people it's like, oh, that was cool, and some people are like, I'm addicted. And it was a little bit like that for me. I think it took a few contests for me to be addicted, but now I like look at all these contests, I'm like, dude, it's a runner's high. You're hyped on it, you're really hyped on it. And someone that always helped me with like noticing that was Chaz Goldman, dude. The guy's a king, and
He needs a
big
goddamn
air
air horn.
horn,
Yes,
dude,
Chuck
big air
G.
horn.
Yeah.
The sickest. And I started working out with him when I was right after the Olympics, actually. And I really didn't notice this until after the Olympics, like how much I actually like doing contests and all this. But he was really cool. He's like, dude, like you're in this such a cool spotlight right now where you can make, you know, a good amount of money, and it's not going to be there for long. It could be there for a year, it could be there for 10 years, but it's not going to be a while that you're doing that. So I really just tried to listen to his words and, you know, try to just do it good.
Chuck Cheese life coaching
Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese, a.k.a. Chuck G. Life coaching / personal trainer. I can't talk right now. But, yeah, I'd like to sign up for that.
Yeah,
Dude, it was sick. I would go over there every day of the week and go work out with him in his backyard because he had a little gym that he was setting up, and it was so cool because, like, a lot of these trainers, you know, they're like, yeah, football, let's get you big, you know, let's do this, like, let's not get your knees healthy, you know. So he was like, he knows the body well, so he knows, like, every muscle, you know, that you want for snowboarding. It was super snowboard driven.
Which is what you needed.
And better than that, even, it was like, for me, it was like a mental health, you know? Like, he was just talking me through all of his stories. He had such cool stories. So I'm a big story guy. I love hearing, like, the past time and all that in his snowboarding career. So
Chaz is an OG.
OG.
Big time.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me want to pivot into the direction that I would like to see snowboarding go. Okay? Because, you know, I watch football. I watch baseball, right? And you look at, you know, Jose Canseco. You look at McGuire, right? All of a sudden, these guys start using steroids. They're hitting home runs all over the place, okay? And I don't know, like, personally, I would love to see, I'd like to be an advocate for steroid use in snowboarding. I'd like to
see what it does.
You know, I'd like to see a couple people start juicing. Maybe we start seeing 5. What's past quad? Is there a 5?
Quintucky.
Maybe a couple.
Is that what it's called?
Quintuple, I think is one.
A Quintucky cork.
Yeah, what's it?
Quintucky cork.
Kentucky, is that what it is?
You could call it that.
I don't know, dude. It would. We've actually, so like me and my friends have had talks, not talks. Like we're doing steroids or whatever. You know, we get drug tested, so we can't. But we're like, what would steroids actually even help us? Like, what is it gonna do? Like, what's the deal behind this?
Okay, I got a question for you. Hypothetical. Let's say steroids are legal in competition. Who do you think the first person is
To get juiced?
to just kind of jump on?
I mean, right? Pro. I think Max Perot is going in. You know. Other than that, I think Corning's a close second.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck, put me in third. I'm in.
Hey,
Let's go.
Well, if they're doing it,
If I can land at the bottom of a jump and just like, bang, let's do it, dude.
Maybe I'll go to one of these FIS meetings and try to appeal try to get steroids in there just for the sake of progression.
Oh,
Just
you would
for
love an
progression.
FIS meeting, man. They're hilarious. Yeah.
What goes on?
Well, you know, they call it a riders meeting, but it's a coaches meeting. You know, there ain't one rider in there. So like me and my friends have kind of made it like a little bit of a goal of ours to go into the riders meeting, because we're always like complaining like, oh, we don't like the judging on this, we don't like that. We're like, well, what are we going to do to change it? We're not doing shit, you know, we're just saying this, you know. So like, let's go to a riders meeting, let's actually like talk about it. And it started to change like a little bit. Like we'll go to it. Yeah. Because dude, it's kind of crazy. Like the judges look at that thing as like a vacation for them. They're not getting paid good at all, you know. Like they're not, you know, we need like for there to be like a totally fair contest where like the judging's all right and everything. Like those guys need to be on a year salary where they can actually study snowboarding in the summer and stuff. You know, like those guys, they're working all other jobs. Like how are you going to be a professional of judging snowboarding if you're working another job and that's your vacation? You know,
That's so true.
I feel them.
It almost seems like to me the scoring is based way more heavily on the jumps. Like the rails are kind of like an afterthought,
absolutely.
Right? Would you agree?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's like, yeah, totally. It really is. Like I don't really have a whole ton to say just because it definitely is, you know.
I'll tell you, when I watch Luke Winkleman, for example,
right,
go through and he does a switch 180 tail press back 3.
That's not getting noticed. That's the same as a half cat back 3 in their mind.
And I'm like thinking, this guy's going 12 o'clock, boys, on the press. Like, but maybe they don't know.
Yeah.
That's like kind of the OG gas right there.
Dude, I completely agree. And that's why, you know, like I love the US Open this year. They split it up with a rail in the middle. All that's just really good, I think.
Also, I noticed that sometimes they don't get docked, like, you know, for grabbing boot, I've noticed.
Totally.
Well. Like, you know.
Oh, dude, that's a
let
thing.
that one go.
That's definitely a thing. Or like other grabs necessarily. Like as much as like you think that's going to change it, it really doesn't change it that much, you know, as much as you would want. And I'm guilty of it. Like I stick with my grabs. I'm like, doing a triple cork with a different
do the same grabs.
Right, doing a triple cork with a different grab is insane. And then you look at these Euro riders and they're like messing around. Like, dude, Marcus Cleveland, he does that for fun. Like he just wants to switch around with grabs. You know, all these there's so many riders that are just so talented with all that.
You know what I think would be a cool direction, at least for one event a year? It's like a normal slope style event, whatever, 3-4 jumps. One of the jumps under 720.
Yeah, totally.
Just see what people come up with.
Totally.
That could be kind of fun.
Right.
Sharing style.
My thing, I want to do like the Peace Park setup. Like we should just do a contest that way. I think it'd be so cool. There's so many conversations of like how you could, switch it around, but
it doesn't always happen. Huh?
It never really happens.
Yeah.
It's hard. There isn't like a whole ton of money surrounding it, so like it's pretty easy to stick with the same thing. I think if it's working,
Let's just get into this. I know you're probably sick of talking about it, but we kind of got to check the box, and that's the fact that you won the damn Olympics, right? And I got to admit, I was actually sitting in this chair, and I was like, I'm gonna watch Red's recap video of his run, and then I watched it, and then after your mom comes up and congratulates you,
yeah.
I had a freaking tear coming down my face, man. She's like, I'm so proud of you. That's like, dude,
it was a
unbelievable.
crazy time for sure. Like, I was so young, and it doesn't seem like that long ago, but I was so young. My mind has changed so much, like matured so much since then. Like back then I was a complete shit in a way. I remember I won the first Mammoth Olympic qualifier. So like at that point, it was pretty on from there. Like you just had to get one. They said you get 2 top 3s, you're guaranteed to go. But that's out of America. So like if I made one more final, I was kind of in to go to the Olympics. And that was the year before the actual Olympics. I remember that summer and coming into like that Christmas, my parents took me down to this like coffee shop and we talked about it because I was totally on the filming side. I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. Like I'm kind of done with it. Like I don't know. Like it was fun and stuff, but I just have a lot more fun filming. I can express my snowboarding a lot better. And they're like, we get that completely. Like you do what you want, but like for us, can you go to the Olympics? Can you like try your hardest? And then after that, you can go do whatever you want. But like we grew up watching the Olympics and like, we want you to go there. It's gonna be a really cool learning lesson. And I'm very happy I did. And, it got me that like addicting feeling to contest for sure.
Yeah, I've heard James Jackson explain it. I was asking him one time about Scotty James, and he was like, I was like, how does he do it? And James essentially said, he's like, I think Scotty's addicted to winning.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, huh?
Dude, it completely is. It's like the feeling you get out of that whole day. You wake up that morning, you're like, I got something to do actually today. Like it's not like I'm just gonna go snowboarding. Like I got something to do. Like this is gonna be cool. And then you're doing practices and stuff, and you're on, you're not on, all this, and then, yeah, it's a really cool feeling.
Now, is there a psychology between not over practicing? Like a lot of people, like you want your graph to be going up, your confidence levels. You don't want to land your run too many times and then not do it in the finals, right?
Yeah, I used to be like that for sure. I used to do back 14s like a lot my practice, and then do my run, fall on back 14 right away, But I think like Haley Lang is prime example of that. Like, I watch her, she does practices, she won't do anything in all the like Axioms 3 practices. Won't do anything, front 3s, back 3s, and then like, and then she'll put this pressure on her the day that practice before qualifiers, she'll like kind of go off. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why don't you just practice a little bit here? And, then you can like just put together a sick run, and she does, she pulls it together every time. So it's really cool. But there is a total thing like that, like, I don't know, like for me in practice right before qualifiers, I always start off everything with a straight air run, like 50-50 straight air run, just see how everything's floating and just work your way up. But I don't do my run more than twice. Mm-hmm.
And do you do your run, or do you do like a back 10 instead of a 14?
I used to not do my run at all, and then I've like talked to a few people, and I'm like, yeah, I should probably just be doing my run, And then so I do my run like right before last practice run, and then once I do my run, I just kind of straight air and freak around after that.
You guys do good methods.
Yes.
That's
not me.
Yeah,
Brock's got a good method. Haley's got a good method. I work on it.
I think they should televise practice personally, because when I go to these events and
Jam
I
session.
watch the practice. That's the best
dude,
part.
it's cool, huh?
It's fun. Like
I've seen people like, dude, I've warmed up and I've done like basically my first run, So it's like, it's really cool. Well, I agree. Like that whole X Games doing the jam session, that basically they should just film practice and have someone, like a PBR, peanut butter and jelly rail jam. They should just do it that way, But
what was your analogy for practice? You told me last night on the phone.
Oh,
With regard to moto.
Oh, dude, it's like straight up. That's how it is, whether it's, like 2 days before the contest, the practice, but like, yeah, sure, you got 3-hour practice, go as hard as you can, dip, get out of there, you're done.
and that analogy is for people that ride dirt bikes, basically in like the AMA Supercross and stuff.
Right.
They open the track up, and then these guys hammer out some practice motos, and then that's all they ride for the whole day. And that's what people don't realize about contests snowboard. It's not like, oh, we're going to the resort, we're riding all day. It's like,
yeah,
you hit 80-foot jumps, you can only hit them for an hour and then 45, and then you're out or something.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like good way to think about your tricks a little bit too. I don't know, like when you're going into it, you can get distracted and stuff. So if you just kind of like focus on the amount of time you have in practice and stuff, you're like, all right, let's get my tricks done, and then just it sounds so jockey saying this, but I don't know. That's how it works, I guess.
Do you ever not want people to see your tricks and your run? Like, do you guys play that game up there, or do you guys just let it all out?
No, I'm a complete copier is what I am.
Oh,
like,
you are?
yeah, I like watch people I watch people, I'm like, damn, that's a sick
You're like,
line.
that
That's
looks
dope.
good.
No, I just try to like plan out my run, like see what people are hitting, I'll try to hit the other thing. I don't know, that's just always what because like, I think judges, that's the one thing that like, I think judges do have like they notice a lot if someone's hitting a different rail, whether it's even like a box or not, whether it's the easiest rail or not, At
the Open, you had some creative lines, right, that were different, maybe.
Yeah, well, not like this year was mandatory side hits, but yeah, like I always try to hit the side hits. No, but I always, especially the last like 3-4 years, they've always put the side hits there. And I always try, like, I kind of have, like, a little bit of a half-pipe background, and I respect half-pipe riding so much, so.
That's dope.
Seems like you have the best side hit trick out of everybody. That's huge.
Yeah, it's because people haven't been practicing. Once they practice them, I'm going to be down in the dirt, and I need to, yeah. All those guys are at Sauce Fair right now, and just, like, boom, front double 10, easy all day.
Well, going back to the moto mentality, I've heard a lot of people that put up the best times in moto on their practice, but then when the main event comes, they're not able to race.
Like, dude, Chase Sexton he always puts up the fastest time. Yeah, you're right.
And then you go, like, for somebody like yourself that's doing slopestyle competitions, do you feel like that happens with other riders where they're, like, nailing it in practice, can't put it down? And also, do you thrive on the pressure?
Who's the king? Yeah, Yuki Kodono's the king of that, dude. He's the king of practices. Every time puts down, he's got the tricks that he's got the most insane run every single time. But then I don't know, maybe he practices them too much. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely a practice king. Mm-hmm. That's like a thing going around in every contest. Someone's the practice king.
The anti-Allen Iverson.
Yeah, the anti-Allen. Exactly, yeah.
When the time comes and you're in finals and you're 2 runs down and you're like in 10th place and you've got to land your shit, like, do you thrive on that, or are you like, okay, time to go to work? What's your vibe?
I've been trying to become more of that person a little bit, but just because it's cool and you can like relate that to life, when you're under the like pressure, try to perform. I've been trying to become that, and it's like cool to focus on. I would not say I'm that person, but I'm trying to work on it. Like someone that is like that though is Mark Morris. I mean, he's proven himself to the day.
Let's give him a damn air horn.
The biggest air horn, dude. He's sick.
Do you have a bigger air horn?
I don't have a bigger one, but I do actually have a guest question presented by Solomon from Mark McMorris. So let's get into that right now.
Mark McMorris calling in. Second-time caller, actually. Long-time listener. Red Gerard. I have a quick question for you. A couple questions, actually. How was your 20th birthday? Where were we? What were we getting up to? And can you please share that playlist with me?
Ooh, that playlist. I got him. That took me a second. Yeah. 20th birthday, we were in Mount Hood, Oregon, finishing up the Burton OneWorld project. Very psyched for it. It was a really cool way, like Mount Hood, the perfect credits part, like I love that idea. Everyone's having a blast, it's summertime. That's where my 20th birthday was, but I remember, we woke up that morning, we were all having a blast, and someone gave me a speaker, and I just put it in my pocket, and Jared Elston made this playlist called 420 Month for all of us, and it's just jaw hits, only jaw hits, and it was awesome. We bored it all day listening to it. It was great.
Well,
yeah.
Give me
Did you say jaw hits?
Jaw, Rastafari. Yeah, jaw, though. I like
Sick.
jaw.
I like
that. Jaw.
Buzz loves that shit.
Yeah, that's dope.
What kind of slappers we talking
Yeah,
about?
are we talking more like classic reggae or
No, like
More
Billy
like-
Bajone, Bajone.
Oh, yeah.
Billy.
That playlist has been going along with Around the Boys for a while.
I bet it's
That
been
dude.
going around. Yeah, Brock.
Yeah.
Every time you're with Brock, he puts it on. I'm
He
like,
puts it
oh,
on.
enough.
And who else? Yeah, Brock and I don't remember who else. Brandon Davis.
Brandon
I think
loves that
introduced
song,
that. Yeah, maybe I don't know. That shit's good though. Have
Yeah,
you
it's
heard
really
that?
good.
I haven't. If it's a public playlist, you should put it in the show notes.
Yeah,
Everybody
maybe
can
we
give
can
it
get
a
it in
little
the show
bop.
notes.
Jared.
We'll have to hit him up
Spotify.
and get it, and we'll release it.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, that was a really cool birthday. It was really fun, especially, like we all went through that like 2 months or whatever, just quarantine stuff, and probably weren't even safe, seeing everyone, but it was really cool to see everyone and, talk to everyone, see how their summer's been going, and yeah, get a little bit of action.
You were there
reaction.
for 2 months
No, but
Oh.
with quarantine, we haven't seen
gotcha.
anyone for 2 months. It was really cool to talk to everyone.
hang.
Yeah, hang.
and
So
shred.
let's talk about this OneWorld movie. So Burton's making a vid.
They're making a vid, yeah.
How'd you do this year?
Yeah, I would say I'm not amazingly happy with my riding, but I'm okay happy, But yeah, we had a blast, and it was really cool, like I definitely grew up in the era of watching like Mikey Rens and Mark Solers and all these guys do like just going out in Whistler and just putting it up, and then we went on like a nice blank there where it was like 3-4 years where they didn't really do a whole ton. So to just say in my career that I've been a part of like a Burton movie is massive to me. I grew up watching them, and I'm really hyped on it.
Well, that's perfect because they actually sent over one clip of Red from I
we
believe
get
this is Jackson Hole.
Advanced
We're
preview
getting
clip?
a bomb hole exclusive leak for OneWorld here, and we're gonna hit play. Here we
This
go.
is exciting.
For the listeners, it's a clip of Red hiking through the snow right now.
Whoa.
Now he's dropping.
Rafe on the drone.
Yeah, some
King
serious
Rafe.
droney Melmy.
Rock with the voice.
Wow.
Yeah, Reggie!
Woo, stompy. Like, that was a serious landing.
That's what we call a certified heat maker.
Yeah.
I call that place
My,
like
my
that's
brain
like-
doesn't work that fast. What was the trick?
That was Switchback 10. Yeah. I was hyped on that clip. It was like probably one of the only switch to switch tricks I've filmed. But I always think of that zone, Mosquito and Jackson Hole, as like the rail gardens of the backcountry.
Absolutely.
I thought that place got closed down or something.
No, I don't think so. I mean, pretty
Still
good.
going.
Or
That's
the parking
That's
lot
T.
or something.
Ricky's, Travis Rice's little honey hole.
That's
little
that's
honey
it.
hole.
That's all. That's the zone.
I was
That
looking
looked
at that
good.
jump, and I noticed I've hit that jump before. That thing's incredible. What's
that
the
jump
name of
called?
it?
Boner Jam, I think is what they call it.
Boner Jam.
Yeah.
Great name, whoever named that, by the way.
Dude, I don't know. Yeah, Nils. I mean, Bodie's put it up on that. Nils has put it up on that.
Odie
There's so
Cab
many.
10 double on
Yep, Captain Double in a snowstorm too. Like
So,
insane.
I was noticing, it looked
Boner
like,
Jam.
were you guys having a hard time making the landing? Because
Yeah, we were short tracking it
I
for
saw
sure a little bit.
Okay, because that thing, it puts you in nicely.
That might have been a little bit like laziness on
Okay.
our part. We could have.
You
we
need a
could
couple more blocks.
It was
Yeah, a
like
couple
one
more
of those
blocks.
situations that everyone knows that like, okay, we need to start a little bit higher, but yet we start from the same spot every time. But yeah, I don't know. It was a fun jump. It was a good. That was like one of our first jumps of the movie, so it was fun.
That's killer. Yeah, I have some info for the premiere of OneWorld. I believe it's 10/23, and that's the world premiere, and it's at a drive-in movie theater.
Yeah, I think Red Rocks, Denver.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be cool. I mean, when they said that we're doing a movie again, the first thing that came to my mind was like premiere. Like let's get on a bus. Let's do this and be a blast. So unfortunate that we can't fully do that, but I think it's gonna be awesome. Red Rocks is a beautiful setting. It's like right in Denver, Colorado. It's beautiful. So I think it's gonna be really cool.
Was there always a drive-in at Red Rocks, or they set it up?
No,
special?
see, I'm really I've been to Red Rocks for like some other snowboard premieres, but you sat down, so I don't know how the
they must be
drive-in's
like
gonna work.
setting up in the parking area or something.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's a good idea.
Who's sitting on the heat for this movie?
Yeah,
Sitting on the heat, I don't know really. Like I Ben. I mean, I would say Ben Ferguson's doing it really good. I mean, Brock had an amazing part, Danny had an amazing part, but I'm talking about one person that always amazes me with his snowboarding is Ben. He's when you're watching him, you're like visually just kind of a little mind fucked. Like, how'd that even work out? Kills it.
He seems like he's got that powerhouse pop when he hits a jump. It's like he's like blast.
He does, yeah.
that dude's got
Yeah.
a method right there.
Right. I don't know if he was the one. This is another good advice. I don't know if he was the one that told me this or not, but he's like, dude, when you're coming into a landing, just like, I'm landing this no matter what, you know, like just have your legs ready. And that's him every time. I feel like every time he hits a jump, I'm like, oh, he's going to land. Yeah, he's got this.
What's your, I was talking to Alex, who was there for all the stuff you guys did in Jackson and Mosquito and some of the backcountry stuff, Alex Andrews. And he was saying that you land every time you go off the jump. What's your ratio? Let's talk percentage.
Not me. My ratio? Oh, dude, not every time for sure. I think that was first try, which was, you know, a rare
What was
one.
FT?
I think so. I did switchback 5 on it before, but yeah, I think that was that one. No, it wasn't first try, actually. Sorry. Excuse me. The third try. But I'd say my ratio is like halfway, you know, meet it right in the middle.
Batting 500, they call that in baseball.
Do they?
Batting 500. Nice. Yeah.
I did not know that.
You know what would be nice is if somebody was keeping track of the statistics.
Right.
Guys hitting backcountry jumps, their percentage of jumps to lands, and you could kind of, you know, figure out somebody's ERA and everything
That
like
would be
that.
pretty sick.
That'd be
Right.
fun, you know.
Yeah, it would.
Who's got the best landing average in the crew, you think?
Landing average in the crew. I'd say the person that always gets clips, like, I don't know about landing average, but the person that's always scoring clips is like Danny. Just because, like, his turn is like, you know, it's something out of a book. It's so perfect. And then, yeah, he lands on jumps like every time as well. So I'd say he's pretty up there. But if we're talking about, like, personally, my favorite, like, snowboarder that just seems like he always lands, seems like Torsten Horgmo. He's landed 9 out of 10. Like, it's rare that he's fallen, I think.
And he
Kinda random,
You ride
but-
the tiny board, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
What size board do you ride?
I think it's like a 154 or something.
What size you riding?
I ride in backcountry. I ride 156, but I think this is a 150. Yeah, that's
What
what
do
I
you ride in
usually
the
ride
contest?
slow. Yeah, 150.
150.
I'm
Stiff
moving-
dog
I'm
or
going-
What are we talking?
Yeah, I'm moving up to a 152 this year, but I ride the Custom X, which is the stiffest board on Burton. But then I'm lucky JG is the man over there. He makes sick boards, but I ride a 150 with a 156 flex, so it's a plank.
Okay. And
Doesn't
then
move.
what's up with you still rocking the wings?
The wings?
Yeah,
No.
remember you used to rock
What,
the
on the
wings.
ridings?
You used to rock
I
wings.
totally would rock the wings, but like I just don't get my hands on them as much as I used to back in the day. So I'm regular.
Are they still a thing out there?
Yeah, I think so.
The wings?
Yeah, for the layman that doesn't understand, there's certain high backs. Were they in production or not?
Yeah, they're in production.
Yeah, they're like
Right.
high backs that wrap around
Right.
your calf. Kind
Tech 9 was like the starter, I think,
That's
of that.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a sick dude. That's a good steed, I think. Zach Hill used to rock those always. It's sick.
Just
They're it was kind of simultaneous invention, I think.
Right.
Maybe with Burton and Tech 9.
I remember like showing up to Hood at times and looking around. People would like mount their own
Yeah,
together somehow.
mount
lane neck.
Yeah.
Lane neck.
Yeah, we used to call him the Baltimore toe strap because Justin Hebel was from Baltimore. Or no, that's the one that goes over the cup. I guess Lucas.
That's how I rock
Lucas called
mine,
them
yeah.
like sky hooks or some shit. I forget.
Skyhook's the Shawn White frontside 540.
All
No,
right,
that's how I rock my toe strap too. I go over the boot.
Oh, you do?
So funny. I grew up not doing it just over the toe, but now I go fully over. I feel like I'm so much more in there. I want Burton to make a strap like the old school ones that just go.
That's
boop.
some old
Yeah.
head shit, dude.
Yeah,
Strapping over.
He's running the.
That is some old head shit.
What? Strapping him over the toe?
No, he's saying he goes straight over the top of the foot.
I go right there.
Yeah.
Like almost it meets up with the heel strap too.
Really?
But you
Yeah,
don't
I
want the
don't
shit
know.
to pull it back towards your
Yeah, I
heel
like
cap?
having it pull your foot
No,
back.
I go tight though on my bike. Like I'll like make them tighter, and like that day I only get like 3 clicks down. Next day I'm maxing them out again.
Really?
Yeah.
You get more clicks? the
Yeah,
next
just
day?
because it stretches out, from.
So you run a
Yeah.
tight setup.
Yeah, I try.
Okay, you know what time it is right now?
Tell me, dog.
It's Name That Video part time. Here we go. Name That Video part is presented by the Do Tour, an event that you will always find Red Gerard at.
Is
Signing
that in
posters.
your contract?
I'm there every
there.
time. Yeah, whether I'm injured or not. I could be the Yeti. You guys ever see the Toyota Yeti running
Oh, yeah.
around? That's me.
That's you.
Okay.
Yeah, literally, that's me.
So we got a little fun 2-parter for Red. So
People get stressed over one. I like that you gave him two.
Yeah.
Heart's beating.
We know he's addicted to winning, though, so
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
yeah, we'll see if he gets the prize. How are you feeling as far as confidence levels?
I would say I'm sitting at like a 3.
Oh, he's sitting at
maybe
3.
low,
At 3.
dude.
That's
low.
clean. That's clean.
Yeah.
Low.
Honest.
Okay, here we go. Here's part 1.
A perfect 100. The
Shawn
first
White,
time
2000, when he had
ever.
those cheetah pants, frontside 12 stalefish. That was a whack one, though. Give me the next one, dude. Give me the next
All right,
one.
here we go. Here we go.
Oh, no. They want me dead or alive. They want me dead or alive. I'm just trying to survive.
Great song. Listen to it. Yeah. Dead or Alive. Well, I know that who it's Jazz Cartier, but
That's correct. We'll award some points for that. You need it again?
no, I got it. I'm just trying. No, I'm kind of blanking. It's
I don't know it.
I can give you one hit. Vans movie. I'll hit it again just so you
Yeah.
just for fun.
Oh, no. They want me dead or alive. They want me dead or alive. I'm just trying to survive.
dude. I should know this. This is like our anthem during Jossie Wells Invitational in New Zealand. This is like wake up every morning, put it on. But I'm drawing the blank. Maybe Vans movie, but dude, I don't know.
I'll tell you what. That's Dylan Ojo.
I was okay. Keep going. You're. I lost that.
I'll tell you what. You know what? It's Cesare Lance. His contest credibility. He knew the Shawn White. You know,
Everybody gets a
No,
prize
that's
here,
not
though.
good.
Everybody gets a prize
here's
at
the
the
deal.
bomb hole. It's
You-
about
you-
participation.
This isn't a participation award. You didn't win, but this is a participation award. What we have is a bomb hole igloo cooler
Yeah.
filled with bomb hole mug, t-shirt. What else we got in there? Air freshener.
Stony Bud's
go.
air freshener in there.
Yeah, all available at bombhole.com if you're looking to purchase. And let's get into part 2
For the listeners.
for the listeners. If you guys know this, comment on the photo of Red. Okay.
That was quick.
Dude, I was hoping you guys were gonna give me like. I was hoping you guys were gonna get like a shoot the moon part or something. I'm like, I know this movie. I got it.
So I'll tell you what, your brother Kai, he was the one that
set you up.
suggested that. He actually threw you under the bus. So you got to take that up with him.
Really? He said I know that.
Yeah, he said you know it.
I would know it. That's my favorite movie to the day. Jed Anderson's part's insane in that. Dude, it's just cool. Nick Dirks has got a sick part.
I did. He recommended that, and I looked through a couple parts, but regardless, we like to thank you for playing.
You guys did that for like a fan one, right? One time, Jed's part in that.
We did, yeah.
The Mazzy Star one, yeah.
Yeah, Mike Rav, I believe.
Nice.
So we briefly touched on it. I want to jump back into some not Olympic per se stuff, but post-Olympics.
Yeah.
I was talking to Kai. He explained the scenario that seemed fucking insane, where you won, shit went crazy, and then you flew home from where were you guys at?
We were in South Korea.
Yeah, Korea.
Yep.
And then you did 3 days of media for like 14 hours a day,
Yeah,
and then
that's
flew
crazy.
back. You want to just like
Yeah.
explain that period of time for the
Yeah.
listeners?
Yeah,
That's
it was, dude. It was nuts. And like, honestly, if I would have got like knocked out snowboarding and had that dream and woken up, it would have made sense to me. You know, like it was just so crazy on how it all happened. Like just to talk about like my run there, I remember like you can see when I'm like at the top, I do this like big sigh. I was so over it there. You know, I like was not landing my run. Nothing was clicking that day, and it just so happened that did. And then from there on out, you don't even have a second to breathe. You know, like full 24 hours of media. Like I think I got back to like the Athlete Village that night at like 1:30 or something. Just doing media, and then the next day or the day after we flew to LA, me and Kai, I was so lucky. I had such a cool like team with me. I had Ryan Runke and Malachi with me as well. So we had like a blast the whole time. It was super fun. Went on Jimmy Kimmel. I was all jet lagged and stuff. And next morning flew to New York for 2 days, and then right back to Korea. But it was honestly, I was so young. I've never experienced anything like that. Just like going on all these talk shows and staying in really cool hotels. It was a blast. It was really fun.
Dude, it had to be insane.
Yeah.
Just the best time of your life, I'd imagine. I don't know. Or
Yeah.
was it just so fast? Is like
It was so fast, and that's kind of how like I'm kind of like I really want to go back to the Olympics because I didn't really get to experience a lot of it because slopestyle opened up the Olympics. It was the first event, so I left the next day after. I wanted to go watch like the hockey games and all that, so I didn't really get to watch a ton of that. But yeah, it was really cool.
they're just like, you're booking a ticket, you're getting out of here.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
what's
It was
up.
full on, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that was very fascinating to me was finding out the fact that you also had PR people with you
Yeah.
before you'd go to these Jimmy Kimmel interviews, like from the U.S. team and from their PR people, right?
Yeah, it was not including me, just like the media team. It was like 4 people that was traveling with me. It was kind of, that was like the most up to date I've been with politics in ages during that time, because they're like, hey, if something comes up, like Donald Trump just said this, if this comes up, avoid it this way, and like
Deflection.
or like there's this one, I think Chloe came, like, avoided after she won her medal. She like avoided some question or brought up a big red flag. She said something wrong in the media thing, and they're like, if they ask about Chloe, answer it this way. It was so cool. It was like hilarious.
So you had a whole team of guys just like media training.
Prepping you, yeah.
That's
Yeah. It was pretty fun.
Were you not supposed to talk about politics, or was it just kind of?
Well, it was pretty simple. I mean, Donald Trump's a big red flag if you're going to talk. I mean, whether politics, whether you like it or not, I mean, you're going to hit someone that doesn't like what you're saying.
Yeah.
So they're like, we want everyone to like what you're saying, not dislike what you're saying. So, yeah, it was a simple thing where it's like, yeah, I just, like, I'm young, I want a gold medal. I'd just love to talk about my performance in Korea and not that.
That's your deflection mode.
Yeah, they had a little something for me.
Was Kimmel a cool bro or what?
Kimmel was a cool bro, but he was trying to put me under the bus.
Was he?
With drinking. Yeah,
The
he
gotcha
was.
moments. The gotcha moments.
He's like, so your fam was shotgunning at 6 a.m. or whatever. Were you? I think he said, like, were you shotgunning or something? I don't know, but
He was trying to throw you under the bus.
yeah. It was cool though. If you guys ever watch like Entourage or whatever,
Yeah.
he's like, they show like Vince going into Jimmy Kimmel and like the whole behind the scenes. They fully have that, like a full bar set up and stuff, and like your own green room.
In their green room, where they whatever you want, basically.
Yeah, I really, when we were in New York one time, I was like really jet lagged, sleeping on the couch before I like went on this one thing, and the Shark Tank crew came into my room, and they were like, we just wanted to say hi. It was so sick.
Really? They just rolled in?
Yeah, we missed Mark Cuban though. He wasn't there. So
You got to Buds has a couple ideas.
Yeah, we have
to pitch.
ideas for these guys.
let's get him on there. Huh?
Yeah,
Can you imagine all 6 of them squished right in this corner?
We're working on pitching a tinfoil hat company. We
Right.
got all sorts of things.
Yeah, Mark Cuban, I think he'd be a great guest in the booth. He'd rip us to shreds.
Yeah, he would rip us to shreds.
I want to see how well your media training went. I'm going to ask you a question about Donald Trump,
Right,
and you see if you can deflect it.
right.
So, what do you think about what Donald Trump said in the media today?
Yeah, that's a tough one for sure. Like, I don't fully agree with what he's saying, but like, I had a great time out in Korea. I did, I was lucky enough to win a gold medal there, and I'd love if we could just stay on that subject. Like, I'm 17 years old. Woo!
Full deflection.
I'll tell you what. You know what? Louis Vito, when he was on here, he was deflecting everything in sight.
Left
We'd ask
and
him.
right.
Really?
He was dodging.
Boom.
Especially when it came to the bisque.
Yeah.
We would ask him about how much
Really?
money you make dancing with the stars. Boom.
Dude,
Deflected.
Yeah,
I've
full
heard
deflection.
Dancing with the Stars, you make a cool buck.
Yeah,
I heard that's
what's
a fun one.
speculation? Can we get a
Yeah,
speculated
because he wouldn't
number?
give us anything.
We got nothing.
Anything, dude. So it works. You know how you get like canceled out in the rounds. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So like each one, you go up more and more, and I think you can easily get to like 6 figures and stuff, like crazy stuff like that. Even
So the
more, I
farther
think.
you go.
Right. If you win it, dude, I honestly
Probably
think it's
a
like a
Milski?
maybe.
Cool,
Yeah,
Milski.
yeah. That's a complete guess on my part, though. So,
Okay. We like speculation here.
Yeah, speculation's fine.
Yeah.
dude,
We don't need facts.
did you guys? I reshared something of Louis Dancing with the Stars. He posted it the other day. He kills it.
Yeah.
It's
He's good.
unbelievable. He kills it.
He's
It's
really
so
good.
sick.
Yeah, dancing is not to be undervalued.
I think
you
it's
know,
pretty
It's
difficult.
hardcore
not my
training.
style for sure. Like, I'm
Would you
not
do
really
it if Dancing with the Stars hit you up?
Yeah, I would absolutely do Dancing
Absolutely.
with the Stars. They hit me up, dude, for sure. I mean, well, you talk about some cheddar bits.
Yeah.
I'm down to,
You're in.
yeah, for sure. Whether I look like an idiot or not, I'm in.
Ryan Runke may actually be on the phone right now. Your agent's
With
trying to
Dancing
line
with
that up.
the Stars. That would be sick if that worked out.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
we'll see how much he dodges the bisque, because I want to get into the bisque.
Get my girlfriend would be hyped if I went on Dancing with the Stars. I'd come back with moves, bro.
No, she'd probably be sweating your dance partner because you guys get pretty close.
If
It
you're a
would be
good
test.
dancer, that's like an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, it would be a test.
So we're talking. Oh yeah, and you know what? This is a Patreon question.
Yeah,
Why don't we do
I'm
that?
gonna start with a Patreon question here from the big dog Hava.
No way.
Yeah, it's what is the most amazing or most lame endorsement offer you've been approached about since the Olympics?
I don't know. I had like sick ones that like they didn't really pay. They didn't pay money or anything, but like cool people that just hit me up. Like Old Spice sent me a sick pack, and I was like, well, that's cool. They like recognize this. Levi's jeans sent me some things, but
A golf club deal going or something?
that's the one. Yeah. Tailor-made golf clubs. That was by far the coolest one. I was getting into golfing a lot right before the Olympics, and then right after that, I got to go to like the TaylorMade factory in like Carlsbad, and I like follow them. So I was like, they have their own driving range back there where they test all their clubs. So I'm like seeing Tiger in and out of there and stuff, and like
Really?
Rory's there. And I'm there. I'm like, I haven't golfed in like 5 months. I show up there. Like, let's fit you some clubs. I'm like, I don't even know if I can get the ball off the ground right now, you know? But it was a blast. It was really cool. And I got nice golf clubs now. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's killer. Have you ever done any one-off deals that you can talk about?
yeah, for sure. There were some really, really cool ones. Like summertime, you kind of take a break. But then going into winter, you know, all these companies are like, oh, let's go into winter. Let's pitch something new. And I did some really cool ones with Visa where it was like not even a full day. It was like 3-hour day and a quick 15 G's or whatever. So
Do they
it was
just
really
give
cool.
you a Visa card with your name on
I
it?
wish. We shot some commercial where they gave me a Visa card and I tapped it. It's pretty
Yeah.
funny, yeah.
But they just cut you a check like normal. That'd
Yeah, it
be
was
sick. They
sick.
should be giving Visa cards with your name.
Right. I was like, how about instead of a one day thing, let's do like a 1 year thing where I just get a
Yes.
car, you know?
Did they do a commercial?
I think they did, but it wasn't like a commercial. It was like when a contest is going, like in between runs, I'd be on there or whatever. So
Sick.
yeah, but I did one commercial with Mountain Dew that was hilarious.
Any cereal boxes?
Wheaties sent me one, but I didn't get the Wheaties deal.
Oh.
Yeah, but they sent me one.
But they just mock it up and send it to you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's cool. So
That
you have
was
a
alright.
Wheatie box.
It was alright. This is sick.
Yeah.
It's cool looking at it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
At least you didn't have a giant Apo base graphic like our boy Sage.
Is that what he had on
There you
the
go.
Wheaties?
That's you talk some cheddar biscuits with him over there.
I think he put Apo.
Yeah,
on
you ran-
business.
That
incentive
must have
was
him out of
too
Ran him out of
crazy.
bid.
He ran him dry. They couldn't match the incentives.
They had to file Chapter 11 after
Yeah.
he got the Wheaties box.
Well, dude, like Sage won the Olympics, and we just had to put it in the grave. That was it.
The
You know.
company's shutting down.
Yeah,
off
we're
incentive.
done. We're done.
That is probably what happened.
Let's talk about this Dew commercial because before we were rolling, you were saying they had this special mister to keep the
Yeah.
Dew bottle looking like it was covered.
Yeah,
in-
this is like my first experience at like a commercial. You know, we like went up to Big Bear, and it was like me, Ryan Runke, and my brother Malachi, and we were just going up there. We're flying out that night, and they like Big Bear was just like littered with like production people for like I did like a backside like 3, basically like a backside 3 backflip with a nose grab, and I had a Mountain Dew in my hand. And I probably did the trick 50 times, honestly. Like, they just rerun because they weren't getting the right shot. But there was, like, a crew of, like, I don't know what you would expect on a movie production. It was insane for this one little shot. And then after I landed, I, like, rode and did, like, a spray and took a sip of Mountain Dew. But, like, the sip of Mountain Dew, they had, like, a mist person with them. Like, they straight up had, like, a mist gun. Like, tss, tss, tss. I think it was, like, a Windex ball, basically. And, like, you had to have the dew right in the hand and just chug it.
And they keep the droplets on it, keep it moist.
You have to have it's got to be sweaty.
We should start moistening up our bubbly. Maybe they'd pay more attention
Yeah,
to
you
how much
should.
bubbly we drink.
Sweaty. They
Keep
need
it moist. We could probably hire a mister.
For sure.
We're accepting interviews too. We're accepting applications for
Applications for
So-
misters.
Yeah.
Keep our bubblies lubed
That's a
up.
clean-
So can
that's
we
a clean
find
job.
this commercial online?
Yeah.
And we'll
It's
connect it in the
Actually,
show
I guess
notes.
it still airs at times.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, I get, like, random Instagram things of people sending me it.
That's cool. We're gonna we'll line that up in the show notes. Did they give you like a trailer and shit? Like a
Yeah,
movie?
yeah,
Really?
a trailer.
You were a
trailer.
star.
Yeah, it was like our like best buddy Blake Hackleson that does these hats. Click. He came up there though, and they're like eating lunch in like a little trailer, and he's like, I'm gonna go snowboard now. I'm like, oh, I want to go snowboard. That sounds fun.
And you couldn't. You had to take care of business.
Yeah, it was cool.
He just stack his biscuits. Is what
Yeah,
he had to do.
you had to stack your biscuits up.
Now I've been losing some biscuits in one particular genre in my life, and that's our fantasy football league.
Yeah, you're taking a hurting.
Yeah. So what?
Oh, yeah,
happened,
you're losing?
What happened last week, or maybe a few weeks ago, between
Well,
our teams?
I beat you, but so I wasn't. Well, here's the one thing here, Chris. Like he's he loves his football thing. He's Patriots. He used to have maybe one Patriots guy on your team, right?
Is that true?
Okay, for the record, there was a goddamn windstorm here that you saw all over the news.
I saw the windstorm.
Internet, power, everything down. Draft night.
No, it was on draft night?
I got auto drafted.
Oh, I was wondering why you're auto draft. Dude, auto drafting, if you're doing fantasy, that's like an ultimate, like,
So
I'm just in this to, like, talk to people or whatever, you know, like.
You got auto drafted.
Yeah, totally. And then I'll tell you what, side note, I saw that Ben Ferguson wasn't adjusting his roster. And I was like, OBJ's not playing that well. I actually basically bribed him for a trade, okay? Picked up OBJ, and then he wasn't putting up any points. And then he finally puts up, I think, 48 points. Number 1 player in fantasy. I benched him. So I'm making some horrible decisions out there with the roster.
That's hard when that happens, but that's how the Browns team works, you know? It's like hit or miss, you know?
That's your
we're
squad.
either scoring like 7 points or we're going all the way.
Who's winning this
We should make a
fantasy
trade.
football?
I got OBJ. You probably want OBJ.
I don't know if you've looked at my team
It's
before.
all Browns.
All Browns. All Browns team.
You just
I was
have
like,
the Browns.
I don't know a whole ton about football, but I'm like trying to get into it. And like, so like I think there's 2 types of draft you can do. I'm in 2. I'm in one with my family, and the one with my family, you just pick a defense. Like I think I have Chicago's defense or whatever, but the one that we play, you have to pick like a linebacker and all these people. And so I was like, you know, like,
I wouldn't know what to do.
my draft picks are one after another. So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta pick a linebacker. I'm like stressing in the case. So I just got all the Browns guys.
But you're beating Chris?
Yeah, I beat him. I'm doing good. I lost one
He
game.
is so fucking lucky. It was bullshit.
Yeah, I did. Someone ran the ball or something?
He had that week's, I forget the wide receiver, but had the most fantasy points of the week. So it's like it was a fluke that he beat me. 'Cause I
Really?
mopping
It was.
him. Yeah.
It was.
Sounds like you're going down, dog.
Well, off air, maybe we can talk about an OBJ trade. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up, I'm in.
No? And I do fiscal
You guys hear
dollar
the
amounts work.
OBJ likes to be shitted on?
What? Is that a true story?
Oh, yeah.
Deion Sanders claiming not true.
I'm sure it's not true. Some girl from some, fan came in and was like, yeah, OBJ shit. Or he's talking about how OBJ likes to shit on people. Or he likes to get shitted on.
What
sorry.
was that? Let me see it speak to me or something? Talking about her butthole.
What, dude? He likes to see a butthole talk?
I mean, this is all allegedly, we should say, for legal purposes.
Allegedly.
Right.
Yeah,
I did not hear that.
No, he's an interesting
also-
guy, man.
whatever you're
That's
into.
why you gotta love. I was just about to say, whatever floats your boat, dog.
Hey, you want to get
Yeah,
shit on?
true.
You want to get shit on? No problem by me.
Right.
I think there's a name for that, and it's like German. It's a German thing. It's like called scat or something when people poop on you. To
Not
whatever
my
people
style.
are into, man. Not my thing.
No. Especially during COVID times. Ooh, freak.
Yeah.
Droplets all over that thing.
Not tight, man. It's getting pooped on.
Okay, well we do
New topic.
All right, we're gonna do a little pivot. We do have another guest question, and this is presented by Solomon Snowboards again. And this guest question is from Nick Baden. Here we go.
Yo, what up, Bombhole? This is Nick Baden here to ask a little guest question for my good friend Red. My question is, who is the wackest dude, not snowboarder, but staff or coach or something at the top of the contest course? And if you don't want to answer that, how about, I know you've spent a lot of time at Woodward when you were younger. What's the craziest thing you saw at Woodward in your career there?
The wackest dude at the top of the.
That's kind of a gotcha moment. He's kind of
That
fishing for
is-
the, you can almost use your deflecting
A lot of
technique.
birds in the background of his audio.
Yeah, he's at 1916 South Horn Street house over there.
There's a lot of birds there.
There's a lot of birds, yeah. And there's a lemon tree, there's a lime tree.
Really?
Sounds
yeah.
coastal.
Yeah.
It's coastal.
It sounds coastal.
Yeah. Nick's Mr. SoCal now. If you guys, he lives there. I don't even know if he's gonna come to winter this year.
Really? He's
Yeah.
not going to show up to
Yeah,
winter?
he's just nonstop catching miles up and down the coast. But I mean, the wackest person at the top. I might deflect. I don't know. Maybe me. I don't know. I don't know what he's
That's a good
talking about
answer.
there. Yeah, like that could be me for sure.
What about Nick?
I'd say Nick was the wackest person for sure. Yeah, I don't know where he went in contest, but he's done. He's out of there.
Oh, really? He pulled out, huh?
I think so. I think he's not done. But I have to say, I mean, one of the things that is a little hard, and like I get it at times. I do get it, but like something that is pretty whack that happens at the top is like the whole radio iPad situation with the coaches and stuff, and it being so Canada's this group, USA's this group, and like when you look back, like before the Olympics happened, it was like, you know, Norwegian people were staying with US people in this house, you know, and it was like all just friend group based, which is so cool. And I wish it could go back to that, you know. I mean, it can still, but it is so like, you know, country based up there, you know, like there's Canada coaches, US coaches, and all this. So that's a little bit of a bummer.
They keep you separated, huh?
They definitely keep us separated, yeah. I mean, we talk, but like they're not telling each other like what Mark is doing on this rail. I mean, you can clearly see it, but like if you were to ask them, they'd be like, I don't think they'd be hyped to tell you.
Really?
You know? For sure. Yeah, I think so.
And also a little thing that people don't know, Tyler Nicholson was telling me, Team Canada, that depending on your ranking in your country, you also get funding for your snowboard career in addition to your sponsors, right? So the U.S. team pays you guys.
Right. They get it way more. We don't get paid.
Oh, okay.
Because
the Canadian guys were making good money. Like
so I
Tyler
think,
was.
I think the Canadian people, they're supported by the government. We're not supported by the government. We're all non-profit, like just people come in, sponsor us and stuff, and it's super cool. But yeah, like I think a lot of those guys, like some of the European countries and Canada and stuff, like they make good money off their teams and all that. And the U.S. team does it. They treat us awesome. They get us a place to stay at all the contests and stuff. And they pay us like, you know, like $2,000 or something, you know, which is awesome. They give us a little travel budget. But yeah, like some people get, but with that, it brings its own problem. You know, as soon as you get the government involved, then it's like a lot more comes out of it. You know, it's more of a contract vibe, you know.
They want more from you.
Right. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So I'm happy with how the U.S. team is. I like being not really a part of the government.
True.
On the subject of contests and also video parts, you're a dude who goes out there, he does all the contests, you do all the you do a video part every year. Like for example, last year, you know, incredible part in Joy, won a bunch of shit. And do you feel like the contest dudes maybe don't get the cred they deserve, like as when it comes to picking, you know, rider of the year and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, at times I do. I more or less feel, yeah, I definitely do, actually, because, like, a lot of those guys, you know, like, I think every single contest rider would just honestly love some, you know, some, like, core cred. You know, they want, like, the core people to notice them and, you know, all that. But, like, the Euro riders get, like, the worst. You know, they don't, Snowboarder Mag, Transworld, all these people, they're not even, like, really noticing these guys, you know, just because they are, you know, they're like behind a curtain. All they do is these contests and stuff, but they're really good snowboarding, and a lot of them have amazing style and stuff. So I wish that did get noticed a little bit more. And like, yeah, I mean, I do wish like at like riders polls and stuff that people were noticed a little bit more that do contests, because it's very, and especially if you're filming like a video part, it's super impressive. Like there's a ton of guys that do contests that also try to film as well, and it's just like trying to fit filming into a contest schedule is very, very hard. But yeah, I have a lot of respect for people that do it.
It's definitely, you know, talking about this, when you look at who's considered for Rider of the Year every year, the contest rider is almost, it's not even like considered at times.
If you don't film a video part, you're not considered. No way. Yeah. I think maybe back in the day, like when like Mark and Travis Rice, even in them were like competing, and maybe that might have been a thing. But like nowadays, no way. Like if you didn't film a video part, you're
voted for by the riders, though, right?
It is voted. Yep. Yeah.
It depends.
Which is maybe what I'm trying to like ease towards is like, you know, like maybe like some riders notice them, but I don't want to control people's brains at all.
True.
And I know, but
it is. I don't think it gets the respect it deserves, and I would say there's a number of layers to that in some regards, because sometimes I think the shit you guys are doing is so fucking gnarly that it's over people's heads. Like even Buds, you did a switchback 10. He actually wasn't sure what trick that was. You know?
Which I get it.
It looks like it was some sort of double cork to me. I don't know.
And that's not to discredit
two dibs. But that's easy to look at.
But yeah.
I'm also trick dyslexic though, man. I never know what's going on out there.
It's hard, dude. I looked at one of my favorite snowboarders, Nicholas Matson. He's in Sauce Fe right now. He did this back 16. I had to rewatch. I thought it was back 12. No doubt. Like,
I would have never got that.
That's a sick back 12. I was like, oh, that was 16.
The back 10s look like a back 7 on big jumps when they're just, you're like, was that a 7? Or
The people that actually call live events and stuff and get it right, that's a good talent.
Yeah. Todd Richards always gets a bad rep for that one.
What, he gets them wrong?
Yeah, he gets them wrong a little every once in a while. I get it.
It's hard, dude.
Well, I want to stay on this subject because it's kind of a fun topic.
Yeah.
But you look at, it's funny because you look at, the video part people, and a lot of times you hear, I just like that clip because I think that outfit was cool, or I like the way, I like that visually appealing spot. And there is a degree, I will say, of, I like tasteful tricks, I like tasteful spots, but there's sometimes it's a cop out at times where it's like, I like the spot, but you did a back 50 when you could have a back 2's harder, right?
Yeah.
You ever feel that way?
Yeah, that's something you notice even in filming. Like if the snow doesn't look good, you're not going to do a slash there, whether or if the snow's sun-baked or whatever, you're like, nah, that jumps off, we're not hitting that jump because it's not, not good powder, it doesn't look appealing or whatever. But yeah, no, I definitely noticed that, and it's pretty funny. And
I'll just say it because you probably can't say it, but I'm going to stick up for the contest guys because I think that a lot of, street dudes, and I think dudes in every avenue of snowboarding talk shit on other avenues.
Absolutely.
That's just how it is. Everybody as humans thinks that what they're doing is the best.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I will say that slopestyle is probably the one that can go into everything, street, be it, backcountry, be it all the different genres and fuck shit up, right?
Right.
So it's like a lot of these contest guys like yourself, we're hanging our hat on a back lip on a kink, and you guys are like, yeah, that was fucking easy. I could do that.
No, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think like contest guys, I think they would love to hear get a little bit more appreciation. I understand contest people, they we get the bucks in a way compared to a lot of filming snowboarders and whatnot. But if you're filming a video part and doing contests, maybe notice, if it was noticed a little more, I think people would appreciate that. It's a cool thing at times, I think.
Yeah, the time, you guys have a heavy schedule, so to pull together a video part is probably next to impossible, but you do it.
Yeah, there's a couple people that do it. Yeah, it's really cool, for sure.
The ATV is a rare thing.
Rare thing.
Yeah, yeah. But, dude, the people that can do it, I just think they're, that's sick. I think it's super dope to be able to, in snowboarding, everyone is so good. There's one person that's dominant in all of it. So at this point, I think you kind of need to look at, every angle and be like, okay, I'm just going to dip my toes in each one and try to do it the best, that way,
Now that you've done contests and video parts, what are you enjoying more?
I'm pretty 50-50 for
really?
Sure. Yeah, 50-50. I really like the creativity that you can have in your video part, and how a song can make your whole video part is super cool. And
true.
Something you never think about when you're filming is your spot choice and all that. That I think that does make a part though at times where that's just visually appealing. People want to look at that and stuff. So it's cool thinking about that aspect. But I also love contest riding because it gives you it just gives you you're basically doing the best run that you possibly can and trying to add a little bit of creativity into it. But linking a full top to bottom run just feels good. Everyone loves that. Snowboarding loves just linking multiple lines and multiple tricks.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be way more pressure, too, doing contests, huh? Or do you feel it equally?
I feel it equally, for sure. Contest is all on you, you fall or whatever, it's just you that are bummed. You're losing points or whatever it is, but, if you've already committed to a video part or whatever, you need to put up a good part. I feel in that, yeah, for the crew, exactly. Everyone wants to try to win a movie of the year or whatever, so that you want to put up, you need to get your best clips, I think.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Or put your best effort. So personally, yeah, I like contests that are I'd way rather, I feel I don't have as much pressure in contests.
That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
let me
with that many
why.
people and coaches and agents.
He's got a litter of family showing up. He's got
your whole family of litter
showing up.
Those guys are there. Keep going, sorry.
You got your U.S. team showing up. You got all these people here. They're like, okay, Red. You got a board tech waxing your shit with, which you can't use certain wax now because that's
yeah, that's crazy. I just heard about that from him.
Board steroids.
But all those guys are there for your help, which is so cool, and it's so awesome that contest snowboarding has that support where people are still there for you and stuff, and they just want the best for you. Where when you're filming in the backcountry, you got your the crew that you're with that's looking out after you, and that's kind of it. I mean, they want you to get a trick, you want to get a trick, but it's all on you.
And you guys have an insanely tight crew, right? You and Brock, and Luke, and the guys that go all to the contests together. It seems like you guys are fucking brothers, pretty much. Huh?
Yeah, we have a good crew. Yeah, like I was saying before, we've had fun times in the past for sure. And like everywhere we go, I feel like it's a vacation in a way. You know, we're always traveling to these insane places, and it's good to have like a crew that you can call family, basically. They're like looking out after you. If you were, you know, if you get hurt, I'll go to the hospital with you. I mean, no one wants to go to a hospital in a different country. I mean, you've experienced it.
It's the worst.
It's not fun. You know, you want, like, you just get so homesick. So it's good to have people that you call like family on a trip, and yeah, lucky to have a really sick crew.
You kind of just grew up riding with these guys, huh?
Yeah, totally. Like right at like, I would say me and Brock and, you know, a few others, maybe we knew each other before, but right when we got on the U.S. team has just brought us together that much closer, you know? Like,
Yeah.
all getting into trouble together, all learning new tricks together. I remember there was a year where we all learned backside 1080s, and like, it was like, oh, he did it, we're doing it. You know,
Once
like
one of you learns,
oh yeah, it was like you have to do it.
the crew's learning.
Right. It was fun though.
Now, getting in the backcountry, you've been getting on the sleds, and I know that you're a Polaris guy, huh?
Mm. Big Polaris guy. I used to be a Ski-Doo guy. I loved him. I thought it was great, and then maybe I just upgraded my snowmobiling or something, you know. But Polaris was just, it was sick.
I'm gonna say, like, you're entitled to your opinion, but your opinion's wrong. You know, that's kind of my stance on that. We call them Polarises over here in this side of the country.
I've always liked Polaris.
I've always
Polarises.
I always when we're like filming for a trip, I'm always like, oh yeah, the rookies are on the Ski-Doos for sure. If you're a pro, you go Polaris all day.
All right, we got a classic Tale as Old as Time, Do versus Poo over here is what we call it.
So you started with a Ski-Doo, though?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that was a Patreon question as well from Benji Furrows. Why
Oh,
did you
really?
switch? Yeah.
No, it's so funny, too, because it's like that perfect beef where it's like, dude, you buy any brand new snowmobile right now, it's going to be prime, you know, and you're like, everyone's going to love it, but like, you just run with it. Once you have one, you just like run with that company, you know?
But then you just switched over one day.
Well, yeah, I did. I was like, I want to try something new. And then my buddy Rafe was talking about, he was always a Polaris guy. He's like, well, Polaris is coming out with this in-between between like a Ski-Doo and a Polaris. It's called the Chaos. And I just tried it out, and it's like so much more tippier. I can keep it on my side for a while because I found with the Ski-Doos, it likes to kick back quite a bit when you're side hilling. Maybe that's just for me because I don't have a ton of muscle, but the Polaris just parks it on its side.
You hear that?
Well, that reminds me, like, brings us back around why I'm taking a strong stance on being pro steroids, because I think, you know, the steroids would help on the side hilling as well.
Right.
You know, a lot of benefits.
Right.
Yeah, you'd be able to snowmobile like a champ on
Oh,
stage.
yeah.
Are you kidding me, dude?
12 o'clock.
Just that road
There's
roid
no
rage.
way you're getting stuck. You're pinning and wiggling like you're doing weights.
Pin and wiggle an avalanche probably
Right.
with that thing and get out of it, too.
So
With
did
those
you
You're
guys-
riding up the avalanche.
Just screaming. Roid rage.
Did you get a deal? Did you get a deal from Polaris, or did you?
Yeah, is that why you switched?
No, dude. I want one. If you guys are listening, give me that Polaris, man. But
Hey,
no,
hey,
I'm about
I'll
it.
take a free one too.
Right.
I'll switch to
Oh,
you
yeah,
real
you
quick.
switch
yeah.
over a free one. Shows his true colors.
I'm at the point where, man, like if the Yamaha's down, I'm in. Like, give it to me, you know?
Just Shamu, the 4-stroke whale, sinking all over the place with the Yamaha.
What are they that much
You're
heavier?
the bruh.
Bjorn used to have one, man. That was such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You do not want that,
Dude,
snowmobile.
my first year filming with Transworld, he had a Arctic Cat, and his throttle would only go halfway. It was hilarious. Like, I remember we were at Logan, actually. He's doubling me around. I didn't have a snowmobile at the time. And he's like, oh, come on, my throttle's doing it again. And he's like, can only get it halfway.
Half throttle.
Yeah.
He's had Bjorn Linus, for the record, has the worst choice in snowmobiles over the past decade. Like, he had the Yamaha,
Right.
that you probably got for free, the Arctic Cat, which is the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. But I remember seeing you that day with Bjorn
Right.
in Logan, and it seemed like you were a fucking baby back there. Like, you were
Yeah.
super young, right?
That was honestly my first time out in the backcountry, like on a film trip. I was super, super lucky in the chance. Like, I grew up, actually, well, yeah, I grew up riding, like, or Chad Iverson showed me to the backcountry away, just like going to Vail Pass and stuff and, you know, taking photos, and he showed me that aspect of it all. But, yeah, that was like my first day in Logan out in the backcountry. It was really cool. Like, Bjorn showed me so much. I had Tyler Nicholson, which I could like relate to. I knew him from a contest scene. So, yeah, I think I was 15, 16 then. 15 out there, and yeah, it was fun.
Didn't you hit a back 10?
I did, yeah. I hit it back down. I don't know what that.
Out
I
in
want
Logan?
Yeah, the right above the lake, there's a cheese wedge.
Yep.
And it's through some trees, kind of like.
I think I shot that one with you once.
Yeah. I back 7'd it, and I was probably twice his age.
I've been meaning to go back there though. I want to go back to Logan pretty bad. The place is so sick, and I haven't been back there since. I haven't been back there since.
We'll have to hit the roosters out there and go 12 o'clock. Get Buds on the sled.
Yeah. He let me borrow his sled this winter, and it was dope.
Really?
I always have the oldest sled.
What happened to your wrap sled? You used to have a sick one, right?
I actually blew the top end on that thing. Blown a few motors on that. A little fun fact, I put in ethanol-free gas, and it wasn't 91, and my top end blew. So I just only put 91 in no matter what. Because, there's that like ethanol-free gas, but it's 88. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
It
but
blew you.
Oh, right.
I put that in, and I blew my top end. So
ouch.
Keep that in mind if you're a snowmobiler, and you're like, oh, this shit's the good shit. Because I was out Muir Lake, and the thing just fucking exploded.
Blew, huh?
That makes for a rough day, huh?
Still under warranty, though.
Wow.
So some poor, I think Trevor Brady actually has it, who works for Burton now.
Oh,
That's his
really?
sled,
Okay, right.
I was going to talk shit on it, but I realized my friend owns it. So
You don't want to talk
it was
too
a
much
really
shit.
bad buy. The guy got a terrible deal.
I hope he gave him a good price, dude.
Oh, I gave him a killer.
After the engine blew.
Now, I got an interesting question from Danny Davis. Now, he said you guys were on the way to Turning Man, and you went through the border.
Wow.
And something happened.
You went there, yeah.
Yeah, he went there.
Well, again, right after the Olympics. But no, so we were, we came up there. I remember I was like, oh my, the first snowboard trip, like back from the, like a media tour and all that. I'm like, this is going to be a blast, And previous, we were in New York and we flew to Spokane from there. And hotel had some goodies, whatever. Leave that for the next thing. So we go through the border, have a great time. We're coming back. I think it's Gabe LaRue, Nigro, Zach Nigro, and myself. And like the border always scares you, like whether you're doing something wrong or not, always feels super scared. But we're going back into the U.S. and we give him our passports and like opens up the trunk. He asks my name. He's like, hey, Red, can you come back here? Which is super weird. My full name is Redman, and he called me Red. And I'm like, I don't know, that's super weird. I don't know how he knew or whatever, but he comes back there, and he's in my toiletry bag. It's so weird. But basically, at this hotel in New York, we're like, I don't know, Ryan Runke booked this, just so we know. So let's put it on him. But they had these, like, sexual pleasuring devices straight up. They had, like, little pocket pussies, basically.
The eggs, right?
Yeah, the eggs. Exactly. That's what they were calling them the eggs. And I'm like so nervous. The guy's like, what's this? And he's holding it in his hands. It's a white egg with an open top to it.
Oh.
And I'm like, it's a sexual pleasuring device.
You said that to him?
I said that to him. He drops it. He drops it and he goes, oh, okay, you can go back in the car.
And he calls you Red.
Yep, close the trunk, we're out of there. Yeah. And I remember like Gabe LaRue always is like, he kind of seems like a little, like, he was like paranoid about going through it. I don't know, like seemed a little stressed out to me. And I remember getting back in the car and he's like, dude, what happened back there? And I'm like, I'll tell you later. It was almost more, they heard it, which was the funny part, but it was like more awkward explaining it to all of them. I'm like, this sucks, dude. This sucks.
That is awesome.
I don't know why it is, but like going through the border just ruins
It's sketchy,
you,
dude.
man.
And once you get marked at the border, you're
I've heard
marked.
that.
They pull you in the room every time.
Bud's he's basically getting cavities.
Dude, I'm clean at the border, man.
Oh, yeah, he goes clean.
I try to. That's why there's E. Stone and then Ethan Fortier, because they look up you know what I mean? They look up Ethan Fortier, they find anything.
Right.
So that's why you have an alias.
Wow, that was a really good question. I can't believe I mean, I knew he knew about that, but that's great.
And Runke set you up with that, huh? Got you.
Well, Runke's got this hotel. Every time we go to New York, we stay there every time.
And they give you eggs?
You walk in, you got like the mini bar, and then there's like the coffee maker and like the plastic cups. Instead of like a plastic cup, they got a girl's device and they got a men's eggs.
Wow, that sounds like a hell of a hotel.
Yeah, I'll
Ryan Runke
leave the link right here,
What's the hotel called?
I honestly don't know.
We'll hit up Runke. So let's talk about Ryan Runke.
Actually, that was a Patreon question from Pat Moore.
What was?
What's Ryan Runke like?
No way.
Yeah, you got to explain to the people that don't know who Ryan Runke is.
The hurry up and wait.
Explain your agent to everybody.
Yeah, Ryan Runke, he's the man. Yeah, I mean, he's the best, man. He's so like, it's awesome having an agent that, you know, like, you feel like you can tell everything. He cares about you, like, from the beginning, which is really cool. You know, like, business is one thing, but he's going to talk to you about, you know, anything, and he's going to make sure your mental health is all there. But, yeah, he's hilarious. He's like, we always, if there's some sort of thing we got to do, he's the hurry up and wait guy. We're always there, like, 10 minutes early. I'm like, Runke, come on, man. Like, we could be still chilling right now. He's like, no, it's better be early. I'm like, all right, that's true.
What happened when you won the Olympics? What was his reaction? He must have lost his shit.
He was the best. Yeah, he was hanging out with my family too. They're all like partying in the crowd and stuff, and I think he was just mind blown as I was, you know, like it was. And then to know, like, I mean, I don't know if he knew how much that he was about to go through as well, but I mean, we went through like a world of, you know, like traveling and dealing with people that he probably didn't want to deal with, and it was, yeah.
He was there for you, huh, the whole way?
He was there for me the whole time. It was so cool, yeah. And I was so young. It was awesome to have someone that I can like relate to. I've been working with Runke since I was 13 years old, so
wow,
we have a good little history.
Another thing with the Olympics that's crazy is how they pee test you.
Yeah.
We were talking about back before that, how you like when you were a kid, how they had to have two people and some shit.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. Well, yeah, so I got on the U.S. team when I was 13 years old, and my mom's so lucky. My mom has been awesome, and she always is dealing with all my stuff. But they used to have you, like, fill out, like, before the year where you were going to be on this date, on this time, where, and, you know, as a snowboarder, you know, like, tomorrow we could be going to Europe or whatever. So it never really ended up working out, but my mom always had to, like, make up these locations. And, yeah, so they'd show up, and they always show up, like, early, 6 a.m., 5:30, whatever it is. And they come with two people if you're under 18. One guy's like hovering over your situation, and the other dude is just watching him, making sure he's not like doing anything to an underage person, basically. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But there's like, they always used to show up at my parents' house at like 5:30 a.m. and my sister's got a ton of barns around our property. She like lives in one and works in one, and they showed up at the one that she lives in at like 5:30 a.m. My dad woke up. He's like looking down there, hops on his four-wheeler and rides down and just starts screaming at these people like, we're looking for Red Gerard. He's like, he's not here. Get the frig out of here. Like, go. And they were terrified. And yeah.
Were you there or were you not there?
No, I wasn't. I was in like Mammoth or something, but they gave me a strike.
And you get 3 year out.
You get 3 year out. Yeah. I don't know if you're like, I think it's a two week penalty. You're not on the team.
Oh, damn.
But or maybe it's longer.
Is he in football? That happens all the time, and they don't really make it public. They're
Oh,
like,
really?
He's out for whatever.
Yeah.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But you know what you could do if you start, back to steroids. If you start doing steroids, they have this thing called the fake dick. I've seen it in High Times.
Is that what it's called, the fake
I
dick?
mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's actually what it's called. But what it is it's like a plastic dick, and you just put it through your pee hole, and you have like a bladder system, and you can get somebody else's pee.
They even sell pee online.
They can
powdered.
And so that
And
way, if you
put
want
it
to
in
start
the
using
lukewarm
steroids,
If you guys randomly see me just like on the top always, just go right to that conclusion. He's juicing.
He's juicing.
He's juicing.
I might get one of those fake dicks you're talking about.
Vincent Chase rocks it. Why shouldn't
why
why shouldn't
not?
we all?
2 dicks.
another thing that we get asked a lot about when we're doing this interview is the backyard rope tow situation.
Oh, yeah.
What brought that to fruition, and who kind of spearheaded that as a kid?
Yeah, well, no, I'm originally from like Cleveland, Ohio. When I was 7 years old, my parents, slowly made the move out to Colorado. My brother Brendan had been going to a border school out in Crested Butte, and they always loved it out there. And my dad worked in like an office and stuff, but once he started working from home, there's no reason really not to try it. So we just went out to Colorado, rented a house, loved it. We like rented houses for like 4 or 5 years or whatever. But then when my parents first bought a house there, we were looking around and like we all went up to this one house, the house that we live in now. It's just this perfect slope for like a backyard park. And my brother Brendan was the one that like pointed it out. And that year it kind of started with small rails, and then we took off the tire on a old 50 that we had. That's like I grew up riding on it, which is kind of funny. And then we put some duct tape on the rim, rope on it, and it worked for that season. And then after that, we went electric, and now we got an electric rope tow.
So fun. I actually rode that original dirt bike at your house. It was fucking killer.
Yeah.
Fun.
That's a good one.
Oh, the dirt bike is what powers the rope tow originally?
Mm-hmm. Originally, yeah. Yeah, but now it's so funny. It's like plugging into the wall and hit a switch. I'm like, I can't believe. Like, how does it go from a 50cc dirt bike to just plugging it into like a 210 or whatever?
Yeah, that's
210
wild.
Neighbor
outlet.
rigged that thing up or some shit?
Yeah, my dad makes friends all around our like town, so he's got like a guy for everything, and this guy hooked it up, welded some things together, made it sick.
And now it's basically exploded to the fact that you have your own Red's backyard park at Woodward, right?
Right? Yeah. No, I was so lucky. So Chris Gunnarsson, he used to work for SBT and did all the X Games stuff. He moved over to Woodward and started working with them. And when he did that, he brought on like the Peace Park project, and I was lucky enough to get the Red's Backyard project going. And basically, it's a free park to show up to. It's like free or $10, I think, right around there. But
There's a big difference between free and $10.
right, but you show up and it's like a hike park. But this year we're getting rope tows actually, so it's gonna be really cool. But he was able to bring these to all the powder resorts and stuff, and add them in there, and it's been a really cool project because, like I was saying earlier, I mean, snowboarding I really would love to bring something where you don't have to pay a ton of money, like a lift pass or something like that. So just to take one cost out of it, whether it's a hike park or something, because I mean, buying boots, bindings, board, pants, and all that. So my whole idea of the whole thing would be to try to get it to, like cities like Minnesota or something, or Denver's got Ruby Hill right there. If we could just bring a few rails in there and add them, I think it'd be a really cool project. And I think like Chris Gunnarsson and Woodward, they're fully trying to bring that to life, and I really respect it. It's awesome.
How many resorts is it at?
I think it's at 3.
That's
3 right
cool,
now. I
dude.
think it might be moving to Woodward Tahoe, though, this year. And then I think Woodward Park City and Copper are getting the rope tow, if I'm correct. And then, hopefully from there on out.
$10 is a hell of a lot better than what's Park City these days?
110 or
100
something.
and
Oh,
something.
my gosh, yeah.
So,
Dude,
that is awesome, dude. It's commendable to get more kids on the slope like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's hard just to start up right on rails, but if you even also just offer them a little hill to ride down, it helps.
I think cash is the biggest barrier to entry.
Yeah.
For any snowboarder.
Yeah.
And if you get somewhere cheap, then people can start doing it, and then they fall in love with it, and then they're in it for life.
Yeah.
Right.
Creating more snowboarders. That's awesome.
Right. And it's got to be so hard. Like, I look at what we do in a contest. Like, how the heck are you going to look at a backside 16 and be like, I'm doing that someday,
True,
like, it's going to be so hard. So if you can just get them out there and get them, like, addicted or, whatever it is, it's awesome.
So talking about the back 16, were you airbag kid, or did you learn to snow everything?
I am now. I'm guilty of the airbag a little bit. It's just like it's the airbag thing is like crazy. They have these like fake snow things that feels pretty close to snow, and then you just jump into an airbag, and this can be June that you're doing this. But
what's the material on the fake snow?
It's like, I don't know.
Like the snow bristle shit?
Yep.
Oh,
the
the
bristle
bristles,
board.
Yeah,
gotcha.
snow bristle stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know what it's really called. Snowflex is what they call it.
Snowflex?
Yeah. But yeah, you just jump into it and do it. But like growing up, no, I wasn't an airbag kid really much. I lived at Woodward. Like that was my place. I was the biggest trampoline guy and all that. But
Really?
yeah, lived there. It was dope.
Trampoline kid.
Not
Did you ever
anymore.
bounce on a trampoline?
No, my air
kid?
awareness is horrible. I wish I did. That's the thing.
Every time I bounce on a trampoline now, I'm like hurting. Like it's like, I think about it, everything just compresses into one, and then you go back out, and I'm like, now I can't do it.
It's fun
It
when you're a
hurts.
kid, though.
It's a blast, dude.
We're
Like,
getting some grabs, jumping around, spinning around, flipping.
right. When we were younger, we used to duct tape our feet to a skateboard and jump into the foam pit. That was the best.
Nice.
That was dope.
I'm trying to get up in that airbag and relearn Switch McTwist.
You should.
Chris is trying to set it up.
Yeah, we got to line this up.
Does it
One
hurt?
right up at
Does it
Park
hurt
City.
landing in the airbag?
Comfy.
Not at all.
Comfy, yeah.
You sure?
What kind of chuck roast?
All the way.
What kind of chuck roast if you're going airbag? Because you can land a goddamn back 16. So what are you chucking into that thing if you can't?
Yeah,
That's
true.
what I'm wondering.
I don't. It's cool for dude, because like when you take like a summer off or whatever, even rail tricks and all that seem terrifying. Like all of it seems really scary. So a lot of the time I just do the tricks that I know how to do and get them back and avoid that like first slam or whatever. But yeah, I mean I work on like spinning like cab and stuff, switchback. All that stuff.
Do you think someone's going to bust out this quintuple flip we were talking about?
No, I don't think it's possible.
Not
I
possible.
don't think it's possible. No.
So that's 5.
We think it's 5. I don't
Well, it's
know.
one
Is
more than a
anyone
16.
fact checking that?
Well, 16's
4.5.
6
No,
doublets.
6 back. Well, back 16 can be like, I mean, it can be 2 if you want it, but it's only 3 most of the time. And then like Marcus does the 4 flip. Perot's done a 4 flip. Mark's tried a 4 flip.
4 flip is
4
what?
flip. I'm talking
I don't know the terms. I'm unfamiliar.
backside quad or
The
front
backside
side
quad. Okay.
Yeah,
So then after the quad is the
Quintuplets?
I think
we're
so.
Thinking?
Which I just it can't be possible.
somebody's
I just
gonna do
don't
it.
think so.
No,
You
that's
think?
like the 2-minute mile or whatever. There with the 6-minute mile.
You
So
hit
once
the
somebody
big
broke
enough
it,
jump.
everybody did it.
Yeah, you'd have to have a jump that's like everything's
Unnaturally
variable. Like you
large.
got winds over it. Like
Yeah.
a 1 mile an hour wind's gonna mess with you or something.
Or you start doing steroids.
Steroids, you can do it off a knuckle. I've
Yeah.
heard, so.
Yeah, true. Often, they are doing wild trips off the knuckle, so maybe it will be possible one day.
That one's crazy, dude.
All right, I got.
I was mind blown when X Games brought that too.
The knuckle?
Knuckle Huck, that was a wild one.
Zeb Powell's showmanship out there.
He did turn
Unbelievable.
it on out there.
He really did.
I bet Frank April. I think it was $50. I bet on Zeb. He bet on Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
I won
and then
$50.
Cleveland got
Did
hurt.
you?
Oh yeah.
Wow, you took a lower. Like if I was betting, I would have went Cleveland all day.
Yeah.
So nice work,
Yeah. No, that was
Cleveland got hurt? Is that what happened?
No,
he
he
Or
was
he
there.
just
He was
didn't-
there.
He was there.
Dude. Zeb just went insane.
Yeah, he went.
He's crazy.
It was
I mean,
insane.
he
His
was already
tricks.
racking up points by falling on the way in and making it into a trick.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, that's crazy.
That was
Have you
crazy.
guys seen that like skateboarder that's rolling around NYC, like falls on his back and jumps out into like a back handspring? I don't know. Yeah,
He's on some Zeb Powell shit.
it's
He's
Zeb
just
Powell,
tricking
though.
people out there in New
He's
York streets.
fully tricking people. Yeah.
They think he gets worse.
Like I think he's famous for like literally falling and getting up that
Really?
way. Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if you
Shit.
get any sponsorships with that move.
Yeah, the tuck and roll.
The
Yeah.
tuck and roll.
Maybe like the wavy inflatable man. you
Yeah,
know?
like
he's
that.
like he's like that
Damn,
dude.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, seen Stevens out there and Rav. They got their back on the snow.
True.
It gets going.
Yeah, Rav gets his back, no problem.
But there's another hot take I want to get into that I think is some advice from me to you. So right now,
You
I
about to give Red some
I'm
advice?
giving
I
you
like
some
this.
advice. I'm going to give you some advice. I think you're a little too likable. Okay.
Ah.
And I think what you got to do. I mean, you won the Olympics. Okay. You're still cool. You're still down to earth. Let's change that. You know what I mean? Like, I think you start going shirtless selfies, buy Lamborghini. You know, become a douchebag. You know, maybe fall off for a little while. You know,
I'll have like the crazy like Shawn White burning hotel down or whatever
Yes,
moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. What else did he do? Did
Maybe
he just,
some mental health moments.
Yeah.
Maybe make people think you just go out on some blowout party nights.
wasn't there
or
something to do with
I
the
don't know.
ball sack?
Oh yeah, he touches balls and wipes it in some girl's face or something.
What?
It's on
That's
the news.
crazy.
It's on the
So
news.
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying-
I knew about
don't
the
know.
one that I heard after he got dropped from Red Bull. They like was creating an energy drink called like White Power. I heard about that one.
Is that a real
I
thing?
never
That
heard
sounds
that.
real. No, well, no, it's not a real thing.
Oh, okay.
But dude,
That was like a meme or something.
I think so. It was, it was like right when Instagram was coming out, though. I feel like so it was known. But
I would like to get him on the show just to shoot the shit. With
I
him.
would
you
too.
guys should. I bet it'd be a really cool conversation.
Oh.
And like, I'm so curious. He's back in Sauce Fe right now, snowboarding. Like, is he planning on going for another? And like, why? What's his motivation? You know?
I'll tell you what.
Crazy.
I slipped into his DMs the other day because I saw he got a French bulldog, and I'm a big French bulldog dude. And I was like, dude, you got a French bulldog? That's sick. Wrote him this nice message. No reply.
No reply.
Well,
really?
Sean, you ghosted me, dog. Hit me up, bro.
Yeah. What?
Does he have a
the heck?
Milski?
Yeah, he's got like over a million
Yeah.
followers.
You got a
probably,
Milski. You probably can't see that. You could know your sister. Does she see your DMs? Probably not.
She responds
but
to
she
every
looks
one.
at every one. See.
Every single one she responds to. Seriously. Every single one.
Well, I got
It's nuts.
I got just looked over. Basically, I felt
Yeah.
pretty bad about myself.
That's actually, you want to know? Yo, man, that sucked. But no, but I was watching Resolution last night. He's got a clip in there, him and Blum, dude. He does an air over in the Mammoth half pipe. It's pretty
Yeah.
sick. It was massive.
That was in Resolution.
Yeah.
Okay, there is no denying Shawn White goes fucking huge. I love watching Shawn White
To the
ride
date.
halfpipe.
To the
Yeah.
date, yeah.
He goes bigger. He doesn't snowboard ever, and he goes bigger than everybody. You know.
And he's actually, he's still shredding at Sauce Fe now.
Which is nuts.
I'm gonna take this position on Shawn White too. We need it. He's kind of a villain. He's kind of a villain, right? Like he doesn't really associate with snowboarding.
Right.
He doesn't really fuck with anybody.
No.
He just drives around a Lambo. And I'm not saying that wasn't what I was allotting to. I just kind of like feel like I would do that if I were you. But yeah, I mean, I think we need that in snowboarding, right?
I think
to bring it
definitely-
back to like the TMZ eyes or something. Snowboarding and TMZ's eyes are like in a grave. Like
he's definitely been on TMZ a couple times.
oh, for sure.
more
I,
than a
I
couple.
saw Haley was showing me something. He's on TMZ with that Vampire Diaries girl. He's dating her now. It was like a photo of them in like Cabo together in the water. And I was
Really,
like,
just
this
yeah,
is too
he's
good.
a superstar, man.
He really is. It's crazy. He hit that era, I feel like, in snowboarding where it's like everything went right, you know?
Yep, he's been in movies as well.
Oh my God, talking about the cheddar bits. You guys should try to get him on, dude. It'd be so cool.
Sean,
the
if you
thing
watch, hit us up, dog.
What he did do is he turned his back on the snowboarding community, right?
Yeah.
And like that's what's cool about not to kiss
Did
too
he
much ass.
turn his back on the snowboarding community?
I would say he went pretty. I mean, dude, he had like 2 houses in Malibu, driving around a Lambo.
Also, for example, Hondo saw him not too long ago, and he's like, oh, you remember Pat Moore? And he was like, oh, is he still a pro snowboarder?
Oh,
So just to be that out of touch,
right.
And it's cool to see people like Sage and then yourself. It's like this new breed of like dudes that are actually just nothing changes after they win the Olympics, and it's fucking sick. And even though I'm
Red is
busting your
20
balls.
though. I'd hope he still follows snowboarding.
Yeah, but
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It really is crazy because I feel like he's got 4 Olympic medals,
4.
Like that's pretty insane. I think 4 gold, if I'm not, yeah.
If he came on the show, we could all wear a medal.
You brought all
and
of them?
and an extra.
Yeah, and an extra.
And an extra, yeah.
We would put one on your dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Have him run around.
That would be cool.
But yeah, it would be so cool. Like I really wish he did do something to give back to snowboarding a little bit. I feel like he did fully leave it in the dust, in like everyone's eyes. I mean, in News's eyes or TMZ's eyes or whatever. He went full celebrity right away, which is a little whack and it's cool. I mean, I had someone like Sage Kotzenberg to look up to, whereas like he kind of stopped doing contests a little bit and went to the filming side, and I was able to look up to that and be like, okay, I'm in this. I had good people around me, so it was cool.
And you're obviously going for the next Olympics, right?
I would be hyped to go. Yeah, like I said, I'd be really hyped to go, mainly just to take more notice of it all. Like I was there and I was gone. It felt like
Such a blink of an eye moment.
Yeah, I'd love to go there and just like go to the hockey games, go to all these cool things.
You do got to remember in life to look around and enjoy these moments because they're going to be gone quicker than you know it.
Right, yeah. I feel like I definitely didn't do that there, but I feel like that's something I'm trying to notice more and more. Like, okay, just chill.
I kind of learned that as you get older. Just every trip, you got to enjoy it, enjoy the people you're with.
Right.
Because when you're young, you do just blow through it, and it's a blink of an eye, and you take it for granted.
Right, yeah. Even when I would, like, think back when we were younger and stuff and all the trips we went on, like, Frankie Chapman was, like, the biggest chapter of my life. Like, he's the coolest. He's the old Burton team manager, and he was, like, the best to all of us. We were all traveling around without parents and stuff, and fully could go up and, like, talk to him about anything. Nicest guy, and, yeah, he was really cool. He's great to us.
That's awesome. He was like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple people like that. Like, have you guys ever heard of, like, Colin Walters or, like, the hobo headwear? Yeah, he's the one. So my brother, when I was younger, he's got a fake hip. He got a fake hip when he was 13 years old.
You talking Jerry?
Nope, my brother Malachi.
Malachi.
Yeah, like it was like first day on the hill after we just moved to Colorado, and he like hit this bump, whatever, flew to his butt, and he
off a bump.
Yeah, it was random, but his pelvis popped out, and he went down to the hospital, and they did surgery, put it back in, but then they didn't take an X-ray after, and the bone popped out again, so it was dead. Like 8 hours, the bone's dead.
8 hours.
Oh God.
It's quick, so he slept without it in, and he needed to get a fake hip, so he got a fake hip at 13.
Did he get some sort of malpractice suit?
Some sort of what?
Malpractice suit?
What's that?
You don't know what that is? That's when the doctors fuck up.
Oh, he could have 100%. It was a full. Yeah, he definitely could have.
When he gets some cheddar piss.
Right. Yeah, that's. He fully could have.
But
yeah,
he didn't go chasing
he didn't
the
do
waterfalls.
That. No, he didn't chase any waterfalls. And then, so I was kind of like, he was my snowboarding buddy. Like we went every day. So then, I don't really know. I think through my brother Brendan, I got hooked up with these guys, Colin Walters, and like Justin Fronius was riding with them and stuff. And like big shout out to Colin Walters. He took full care of me, took me out every day, made these edits called like Reddits and stuff.
Reddits, I remember those.
Yeah, it was really, really nice thing of him to do.
What was it like having Jerry as a role model?
Yeah.
Because he was such a crazy dude. He would show up at when he had Super Park. He would remember when he wore like the
thong or whatever.
the thong or whatever, and a leather jacket and hat.
He was interesting. I don't even know where he got that style from, you know? Like, his older brother, Trevor, he was, like, all baggy and stuff. He didn't
Trevor's older, huh? For some reason, I thought Jerry was older.
Yeah, no, it's Trevor.
But, such an interesting style, and then they were the guys taking you around.
Right, yeah, and for a while, like, Brendan hated me doing contests, and then, like, you know, through the night or whatever, he had this big switch, and he loves it.
Really, overnight, kind of?
It was. For me, it seems like it was overnight, yeah.
They must have exposed you to some wild scenarios.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, we had some, like, well, I was definitely brought up in the way where there was, like, no holding back, you know? Like, they, like, drank around me, did whatever they want around me. And
I remember them telling me that.
I like that. Like, I think that's awesome, and it kind of, like, hopefully shaped me for who I am today. Like, I know what to do and what not to do a little bit more than
by watching
someone
their mistakes.
someone that's got, like, a bedtime at, like, 8 o'clock. Yeah, watching the mistakes, exactly. So, I was fully, like, if you talk to my parents, fully raised by my brothers, especially Malachi. Like, Malachi was the best to me, and yeah, we have a solid relationship to the day.
How old's Malachi?
23.
23. Yeah. That's wild. I remember hearing stories from your brothers of just situations, and it's crazy you stayed so grounded through it all.
Yeah, I had them.
Could have became like a full degenerate, you know.
I think I probably would have, but I completely had them, which was so cool. Like they fully slapped me around.
And when you're the youngest, like when you're the youngest of 3. The parents usually stop giving a shit.
Yeah, that's what it is, right?
When you're the youngest of 7, you're just like an afterthought at that point, where it's like
the parents are just like throw them to the other brothers, basically raised by wolves out there.
Oh yeah, I was raised by my brother's friends. It was super cool. I was like, you know,
it was definitely fun. Cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Well, Killer, I got a question to ask you. You know, you've been on Jimmy Kimmel, you've been on the Bomb Hole. Which one's better experience?
Dude, so I remember when I was on Jimmy Kimmel, they like do this elevator raising door thing. I remember I was like in there. I was pretty jet lagged. I don't know whether it's jet lag or nerves, but I felt like I was gonna pass out fully. I was like, if I pass out on Jimmy Kimmel right now, this is not gonna be good at all. And
you would
like,
become like a meme on that one, huh?
Right. And I was like sitting in the door. I'm like breathing all heavy. It was gnarly.
Were you having a panic attack or something?
Oh yeah.
You were just dehydrated.
I think it was probably a mix of that. But I mean, I have had that like a couple times where I'm like, like I gotta like breathe a little bit, calm down. You know, I get super nervous, but I'm having way more fun on the Bomb Hole. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, so he didn't deflect.
Way more.
I love
fun
that. Let's give ourselves an air horn.
There you go.
Hear that, Jimmy?
I'm glad you didn't deflect because I thought you were deflecting.
Yeah, I thought he was going to deflect too.
You know, and I left Jimmy a snowboard. I didn't get a DM or anything.
You know what? I think I saw that on eBay a week after the show.
Yeah. He's not making enough cheddar bisque, you know.
He's just like, fuck it, what am I going to do with this?
Needs to roll, yeah. What is this thing?
What is this? Yeah. Put it on eBay.
That was a cool bench, I guess. Huh?
Was that the only talk show you were on that level?
No, I was on Good Morning America. I was on...
no Fallon? Was he a thing?
No Fallon. It was either Jimmy Kimmel or Fallon.
Oh, you only can do one or the other.
Yeah, like I guess Fallon doesn't really mess with Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know. It's one
really? So who picked that?
Like I think Chloe went Fallon, I think.
Yeah.
And I went Kimmel.
And is that why you did Kimmel?
No. I don't know why I did Kimmel. Maybe Fallon didn't want me.
He probably did. They both seem chill though, so.
Yeah. There was another time you were a meme too from a profanity after an event.
Yeah, which is funny. If you rewatch it, I think I was swearing 100%. You know, like I was pretty mind blown. But if you watch it, it's Tyler Nicholson that says all the swearing that they caught up on.
And they thought it was you.
They thought it was me. I'm down.
And you went viral.
I'm down. Yeah, it probably helped me out a little bit, honestly.
True.
Right. Yeah.
I hope you win another fucking gold, dude.
I'd be hyped, but yeah, it was really fun. I feel like it's a time in my life where I was like, you know, in this stage of transferring or growing up a little bit, and I don't really fully remember everything, so it'd be really cool.
Dude, I'm like that every episode of the Bomb Hole. After we record the next day, I don't even remember what we talk about.
Yeah. Well, it does seem like deja vu.
What about this next Olympics? Are you automatically in it?
No.
What, dude? After you get a gold, you don't just get
waltz
on in?
That'd be sick.
Quali is the word.
Yeah,
do you have any advantages? You just got a quali like a peasant, basically?
Yeah, well, I got to hit qualis. I got to hit qualis first, and then finals on Friday, so, you know.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
I just would think you'd be able to walk on in, dude.
Oh, that would be sick. No, I think next year of the year, I think next 2 winters from now is when qualifiers start for the Olympics, and I got to make the team.
So the Olympics is in 3 years?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah, because Summer Olympics it's like back-to-back
summer
Olympics.
Got canceled, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I would have thought you just waltz right in, man.
It'd be so
Be
cool.
the chief of that thing, but I
It'd be
guess not.
awesome.
That's harsh.
That'd be
You just got to start over from scratch.
Yeah.
You got this stuff. We'll be rooting for you from the bomb hole.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think? I think we did it.
I think we did it.
Did we do it? Yeah.
You got anybody you want to thank? Any family sponsors?
Yeah, I mean, for family all the way. I'm so lucky to grow up in such a big family and all that, and the way they treated me is just awesome. I mean, bringing me with their friends, bringing me on the snowboard hill and all that, and yeah, Burton OneWorld premieres. Be there. Let's do it. Let's have a good time.
Are they coming to Salt Lake? Because I would go.
They should.
Well, keep this in mind. Tell your mother I'm down to become part of the family about the adoption. I wasn't kidding.
All right.
My wife and I were looking at adopting kids, and
Oh, yeah?
we went on the website, and there was like 18-year-olds and older on there, and I was kind of tripping. But I guess sometimes if you don't have a family, people just want to join a family. So tell your mom I'm in.
I'll let you, if you want to move to Rado, you're in.
I'm in, dude. If she wants a 40-something-year-old to loaf around the house, take photos, dude, I'm
Just
in.
bring a big puffy jacket and you're
I
good.
want to bring my dog and my wife, and we'll be coming. I come with some baggage, but, dude, I'm down.
Let's go.
Now, you grew up Ohio, and now you are Rado. What do you rep harder now? What's your shit?
It used to be Rado. I used to rep Colorado hard, but now I'm all Cleveland.
Okay.
I think Cleveland's just dope. You know, we got a growing football team. We're, I think I saw something, first time we've been like 2-1 or 3-1, whatever it is, since 2002. We're on the up and up. The town is moving. The
Seems
city
like a
is
cool
moving.
town.
Unfortunately, LeBron is over at the Lakers, but
Right, Heat and six.
Yeah.
Heat and six all the way.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on, Red. We appreciate you guys listening, and we will see you guys next week from the bomb hole. Over and out.